These are your geometry notes for prisms and pyramids. Here we have a rectangular prism, and we want to find the surface area and volume of the prism. Our formula for surface area is 2 times the length times the width plus 2 times the length times height plus 2 times width times height. Doesn't matter which of these you label as length, width, or height as long as you stay consistent. In this case, I put 24 for the length, 11 for the width, and 8 for the height. Plugged them into the formula. We came up with our answer. For volume, it's length times width times height. Plug that into the formula, and 2112 is our answer. And that's all there is to doing rectangular prisms. Next, we have triangular prism. This is called a triangular prism because the base is in the shape of a triangle. In this case, it's a right triangle. We want to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of this triangular prism. Now this is where it gets a little more complicated. We'd like you to be a little more methodical in the way that you approach these problems. And again, we're still going to start with our formulas. Now this time, before we go any further, we're going to identify that which we need to find. Okay, we're given the height, the distance between the bases. The perimeter is the distance around the base, and we don't have that yet. When we find that, we'll find the lateral area, but we need capital B, which is the area of the base, which is the area of this triangle, so we're going to have to find that. Okay, so we just list on the right-hand side here, perimeter and base. Those are the two things that we need to find. Again, we already know what the height is. Okay, so we know it's a right triangle. So we can use Pythagorean theorem to find that. And if we plug everything in, that gives us 17 for x. We find the perimeter, we just add them all together, so our perimeter is 40. Area of the base is going to be a little more complicated, but not much. As we know, this is a triangle, so we have to use the formula for the area of a triangle to find the area of this base. And that formula is 1/2 base times height. In a triangle, the base and the height are always going to be the sides that go off of the right angle. It's never going to be the one on the diagonal or the hypotenuse. So it doesn't really matter how you put them in. 1/2 times 8 times 15, that gives us 60. And now we have everything that we need. Now we can go up here and plug everything in. Lateral area is height times perimeter. Our perimeter again is 40. Our height this time is 21. So 21 times 40. And our lateral area is 840 square inches. Surface area is going to be our lateral area plus 2 times the area of the base. So we just need to plug that in. And 960 square inches is our answer to that. And finally, the volume is the area of the base times the height. 60 times 21. And our volume is 1260 cubic inches this time. And that's all there is to finding the measurements of a rectangular prism. Again, take your time, be methodical, and you should be fine. Okay, example 3 is going to be a little bit different. Now, here's our triangle here. It's still a triangular prism because we've got two identical shapes. The sides are in between, so we need to find for this, for our lateral area, height times perimeter again. Surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times the base, and the volume equals area of the base times height. Okay, what we need to find, we're given the height, but we don't know the perimeter yet, and we're going to need to find the area of the base eventually. Our perimeter is going to be 14 plus x plus x. Since this is an isosceles triangle, we know that those are both x. And our base is going to be half the base times the height of this triangle. Okay, so here, again, if we cut this in half, we've got a right triangle. We know the height is 15, and this part is going to be half of 14, so it'll be 7. So we're going to plug that in. 7 squared plus 15 squared equals x squared. It gives us 274, square root both sides, that gives us 16.6 for this. Now, we plug that plus this, or 2 times 16.6 plus 14, that should give us our perimeter. And our perimeter is 47.2 inches. Next, we need to find the area of this triangular base. It's half the base times the height. Base here is 14, and the height is 15. So we just plug that in, and our answer is 105. That's all we needed to find, so now we can just go over here and plug everything in. The lateral area is going to be our height. Again, distance between the bases is 24, and the perimeter is 16.6, so 24 times the perimeter. And that gives us 1132.8 square inches. The surface area, we're going to take that lateral area and put it there, plus double the base, add it to it, and that gives us 1342.8 square inches. And finally, the volume is the area of the base times the height. The area of the base is 105, and the height is 24. Plug those in, and that gives us 2520 cubic inches for the volume of this prism. Next, we're going to calculate the lateral area, surface area, and volume of the square pyramid. Okay, again, we'll start with our formulas. Lateral areas have slant height times perimeter. Surface area is the lateral area plus the base, and volume is 1/3 base times height. So let's see what we need to find here. We need to find the slant height, because we don't have that. We also need to find the perimeter, which is the distance around the base, and we need to find the area of the base. The slant height here is going to be the distance from the point down here, and as you recall from our notes, this forms a right triangle, so we can go ahead and draw in a right triangle there, and we're going to make that 8 because it's halfway across, and we're trying to find L right there. So we'll plug that into the Pythagorean theorem and come up with 14.4 for the slant height. So I'm going to just go ahead and move that up there now that we have it. And let's look at the perimeter. Again, the perimeter is the distance around the base. So that'll be 16 times 4. That'll give us 64 inches for the perimeter. And then the volume is going to be 1/3 of the base times the height. So the height is 12. The area of the base is 16 times 16, which is 256. So the lateral area is 1/2 slant height times perimeter, which gives us 460.8 square inches. Surface area is the lateral area plus the base, which we found over here. Add those together. Surface area is 716.8 square inches, and the volume is 1/3 the area of the base times height, 56 times 12, and the volume is 1024 cubic inches. And that is your examples on how to find lateral area, surface area, and volume of the square pyramid.